Good morning, Froms. How you doing? Fantasy was first and first. First to arrive and got the first redeem. Ross is second. Death is third. Wow, early death. And Ross is streaking 55 stream streak. Ross, thank you so much for your dedicated viewership. Look, holy crap, man. That is wild. I am not that interesting, man. But thank you. I'm a little less tired today. I'm still tired, but a little less tired. I have repainted this thing like 4 times, and I hate it. He keeps looking like a 14-year-old, and I just, for some reason, cannot get him to look like the 30-year-old that he's supposed to. And it's driving me crazy. That's the same thing with Highwire. I mean, I guess she looks like she's in her 20s, which is where she's supposed to look. But this man, he just doesn't want to look. He doesn't want to look in his 30s. Get mistaken for 14 and you're 33. I do kind of miss those days. When I was in my 20s, like mid-20s, I was mistaken for being like a teenager. I was also mistaken for being a teenager in my mid-20s. And now I have gray hair. I'm good. How are you today? Okay, we're just gonna completely repaint the eyes. Again, for like the 19th time. I think I've got the mouth where I want it. It'll never be right. I think one thing, we need some shading down here. Could be better. I'm trying to get there. Must be making some food and not trying to sleep away the day. Bad mental health day. Oh, I'm sorry, Fantasy. That sucks. I hope the day perks up for you. So the job market is terribly encouraging. Yep, yep, yep. Believe me. I know. As an artist, AI is a problem. I posted up my whatchamacallit, my commission service on VGen, but I haven't gotten any takers yet. Feel free to share that around to people you know that want pet portraits. I can't get Nightshade to work, so I'm like, I don't want to upload my stuff and get it scraped. You know? It's the last thing I want. Well, I mean, it's a pet portrait, but maybe they want someone to paint their pet. Thanks, Fantasy. Yeah, I gave DeviantArt's AI thing a try to just see how good it was, and it was awful. And I was like, hmm. Like, I just wanted to see out of curiosity. And it was just, nah. I'd rather draw my own stuff. Morning, good morning. How you doing? Happy New Year, friend. Calm down, Ross. You're gonna drive people away. Calm down. You're already, like, really riled up this morning, aren't you? It's not good for you to be like that all the time. Like, yeah, it drives people away, but also, like, it's not healthy, man. Relax. Worry about the things you can change. That's how I get around in life. Yeah, I couldn't tell that was a quote, Ross. You get so mad about DeviantArt and AI stuff sometimes that I can't tell via text. All of us here know. We know. We all hate AI. I don't think there's a single person in my community or in my circle of friends that supports AI. And the only thing AI is good for is science. And only for doing mass calculations and like protein folding and shit. Because also, we have supercomputers for that, and they are built for that purpose. You're trying to get the nerve to post it? Just post it, Ross. Just post it. Don't worry about what they think. Just post it. What do you mean trying to get the nerve to post it? Don't they know your stance on it already? These people that you know? Once again, he starts looking like an 18-year-old. Christ. What is wrong with me? Can't paint a 30-year-old man to save my life. It's gonna happen if I try and paint Alfred. It's gonna look 22 when he's like 70. Yes, the tumors, the hemorrhage versus a clot thing too. Like, it's good for that. When you need image recognition for things, absolutely, AI has its place, just not in artistic fields. AI is a tool, and like any tool, if you use it the wrong way, it's going to be problematic. There's a snowblower outside again. I think I just need to be more confident with my shadows and highlights like I did with the lips. Cat is doing a mischief, oh no. Tesla was being kind of a shitlord this morning. He was like knocking my phone off my nightstand. Neff. Thank you for the hydrate and the stretch and the med reminder. I had actually forgotten. But first we stretch. Everybody stretch. Make sure you get your stretches. Neff sending in his usual care package. Oh, yeah. I have to remember to go pick up my ADHD meds before the week is out. Okay, his head's the wrong shape now. Just gonna... problem with painting everything on one layer and then you fuck it up and you gotta like change the background. I'm gonna give him one of those little hair crown things. What is the actual design on this? I have no idea. Very Chinese coded. The house across the street finally sold, so we're going to be getting some new neighbors. Hopefully they don't have a dog that does nothing but bark as well. Like the ones next door. Their dog just barks all the time. It never stops barking. Actually, I do believe this shoulder is also in the blues. Oh, he looks 30 again, finally. Oh, don't worry about it, Fantasy. If people go silent, I just figure they've gone and had something else to do. Don't worry about it. Just want to make sure the stick connects the way it's supposed to. Guess one of the other things is she's looking forward to picking my dad up tomorrow's home, but it's also 100 plus miles of hell. Just drive carefully, man. It's winter. Make your own book, Fantasy. You're a bookbinder. Make your own. I bet you can make anything better than what they sell in the stores nowadays. I thought I'd hit somebody with my door the other day. By the other day, I mean a couple of weeks ago, and I was like so worried because it looks like I hit their vehicle, but I didn't. So if there was any cameras that saw anything, it's like I didn't, and I'm sorry. It looks like I did, but I didn't, and I'm like I have been thinking about it for weeks. Just gonna put some shading in here, drag it down. My shadows were not cool enough. This was wrong too. This is too much. Oh, there we go. I was trying to give it some nice motion. I think I'm just gonna have it be static at this point. The ponytail. How to make male characters look older. Broader chin. I had coffee and I'm suddenly sleepy again. God damn it. Eh. Why have you done this? Thank you for the hydrate fantasy. Yeah, you could probably make something like that. Necromancer's redeemed a posture check. Good morning, Necromancer.
Necromancer Dark says, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Everybody on Shrimp Dine Spines. That one shrimp just go pink. Got a little streach in there too. How are you this morning, Necromancer? Havarti seems to be awake today. Also, it looks like the guild on where Winds meet is going to get disbanded because I didn't know how the system worked. And, we can't keep up with the guild fees. Because we just can't do enough activities to keep up the guild fees because we don't have enough members. But you can't undo the things that you've built that cost the fees. So it's like I don't know how to fix this issue. This ear is wrong. I need to figure out how to fix that. It's really weird that there's no way to like sell off the industry that you built up. I was here at the start, but surviving, itching for those stronger meds, can't say much. The basket of dark humor. The psych didn't find my question. If they still perform lobotomies, very funny. Wonder why. Oh, Jesus, Necromancer. I'm sorry that you're struggling. Please know that you're not alone in the boss fight. We are here for you, and if you need to talk, remember you can always message me or call me. I may not respond right away, but I will respond if you message me in a time of crisis. I will respond as soon as I am physically able to do so. Can't get the back of the neck right either. Why are human heads so complicated? His neck is way too long. Cut it about there. It's part of the problem we're having. It's a goddamn giraffe neck. And we actually need this color right here. Welcome back, Marty. And Dancing Dinos. Dancing Dinos. I don't know if you heard Neff, but the guild's probably going to get disbanded because I'm a bad guild leader and I don't know how the system works. We'll have to restart the guild again. Because we can't make up the guild fees. Oh, he finally looks 30 again, thank God. In the game we play Where Winds Meet. They've actually made, so this is a use case for AI. I just said fantasy in Where Winds Meet. In Where Winds Meet, they have this system where they're using an LLM to run their NPCs, so you can actually chat with their NPCs. And the NPCs talk back to you like real people. Which is a use case scenario that I hadn't considered that I am okay with for LLMs. But I had a very funny moment with the AI bot where I was talking to this NPC who was standing in a field. Necromancer! Thank you for the gifted subs.
Necromancer Dark is hosting 20 guests.
20! Necromancer! Why? Okay, first of all, while things are happening, hold on. There's a hype train, so I have to follow my rule. And gift a sub. Hold on. You broke my brain, Necromancer. You broke my brain. Give back to the community. Random gift sub. Brock the Rock.
Saiko is hosting 1 guests.
Necromancer, thank you so much for gifting 20 subs to the community. You are crazy, man. You got Zio, Vietnam Television SKSP. What? I've never seen this person. They must have been in a raid train somewhere. Zan Robbins. Oh nuts 123. Oh, I think it's cutting off names.
Necromancer Dark is
Oh,
hosting
Rough
1
Nuts.
guest.
There we go. Rough Nuts. Raven Wings. Holly Rose Dragonfly, another person I've never seen. A Creator 123. Mr. Very Wrong. Woo! A Frond. Comfort Lycanthrope. They haven't been back in a long time. Fat B85. Rinnies. I haven't seen Rinnies in ages either. Half-Eaten Pumpkin. Crispy Gem, another name that I haven't seen before. Mentalito 11. I've seen them before. They've been here. Viray. Yukino Meister. Aster Starlight. Celeste Aurora. And American Catboy. So yeah, it's not like the Skyrim one-note characters. The characters actually like stand up. 300 another gifted sub. Necromancer, you are a madman. Thank you. Anyways. This is the interaction that I had with the AI, so you can talk to them. You can use voice chat to talk to them, too. Hold on. All my screens are messed up. No, I want this one, and then this one. So you can... Needed to close off the level 5. Thank you. Yeah, gotta get those emotes, right? Apparently, like, I don't have to gift a gifted sub to the community to get the emotes if the hype train is in my channel, but I'm like, I'm not sure about that. But I want to give back to the community, like, and it just works out. It's an excuse to give back. And sometimes I get an emote and sometimes I don't. Okay, so I was talking to this NPC who was standing in a field. There's a tree in the way, so you can't see anything. And it's just a clip of the chat. But, yeah, you can talk to them and earn friendship points with them. And if you make friends with them, some of them send you a gift weekly. It's just, like, supplies that you need. Sometimes it's, like, soup or wood or materials for upgrading your weapons or whatever. And so... she's like, oh, they'll give you actions of what they're doing, like it's roleplay. Good soup. Yeah. And so she's like, leans back, fingers tapping gently on the armrest of her chair, and I'm like, she's not sitting in a chair. We're in the middle of a field of grass. and And so the AI is like, stands gracefully, smoothing out her sleeves and tilting her head with a gentle smile. My apologies, sometimes I forget where I am. It's so self-aware. And my response to that I didn't take a screenshot was, like, just laughter. And I was like, thanks, AI bot. I really needed that. That was funny as hell. And then I continued the conversation that we were having before, and then her next response was, smiles coyly, I'm glad. Before continuing the rest of the conversation. And it was funny. So, I just thought I wanted to share that. This is a use case for AI for making games more dynamic without having to have like actual humans online all the time to play all of these characters. This use case actually works. Now, I don't know how much energy is being used when they do that. I don't know how much environmental damage it's causing. I would prefer to avoid it if I can, but it was a funny interaction and I had to share it. It's self-aware in some cases, in the case of like the context of the situation where it was like, she's not sitting in a chair, man, and it's like, oh shit. Hype train success. We got a chest. Honk shoe emote. It sneezes. It's called honk shoe. Kind of weird. I would like to know the environmental cost of how much the AI in Where Winds Meet does. Oh my god, Necromancer got a great emote. I love it. Clap. I got an emote that I will probably never use in my life. I like that. It's like a chaos marshmallow. I don't know what it's supposed to be otherwise, but it's like a chaos marshmallow. In this case, it's a one-time cost. They need to train the personality and knowledge, but once trained, they can use the model for all players. Chaos Mallows. Yeah, but isn't it accessing the LLM every time somebody chats with the AI? Like, isn't it actually using it every time someone talks to them? First time chat from Fat B85. I knew I hadn't recognized that name. Yeah, Necromancer dragged you into Necrocon. I'm assuming that you came through on a raid train at some point. But welcome, my name is Sayaka, I'm an artist. We're repainting an old picture of a character from a novel that I started writing like 20 years ago. This is another character from that novel. And we were just discussing use cases for AI systems in massive multiplayer games. Many moon ago. Well, welcome to the islands. I am a Demora, a descendant of demons, mostly QB, the incubus and succubus variety. And we get up to shenanigans here. You are welcome to stay. We have lovely carpets. We had to replace them all because some guy named Avid Carpet Enjoyer came and ate all of the nation's carpets / rugs. They're called fancy carpets. We're not allowed to use the R word, apparently. These massive LLMs take massive systems, supercomputers, thousands of compute hours to train, where most impact mainly comes from. Yes, most of the impact comes from the training of these things. See, the image generators I have a problem with, obviously because I am an artist. Once trained, running it is fairly cheap. Okay, I didn't know that about AI. It's the ethics of how they're trained that is the biggest problem. Like, did they do the training for this AI using stuff that was stolen, or is it just the generated interactions from the users? That's the question. Train is used very loosely considering the slop on the internet they train on. Yeah, well, most of it is already AI, so the AI is training itself, and we all know what happens when you have recursion. They've already scraped the internet for all of the original artwork that exists, and there's so much generated AI content that it's starting to break down the training of the AIs. Harass, you're being misanthropic again. Ethics matter to a lot of people. But, like, the AI slop on the internet, I can take that as inspiration. I'm not going to generate anything new, but the picture on the left already existed, and I was like, well, I've never painted anything of this kind of variety before. So I took that image and I repainted it into something really neat. Ow. Fat, you're gonna fit right in here. Thanks for the hydrate, Cora. Hi, Cora. Good morning. How are you today? Time zone approved greetings, Tog, to you, my European friend. Someone used AI to make the Skyrim characters more dynamic and alive. Yeah, well, I mean that's exactly the case for what happened to me in Where Winds Meet, where we had this case where we were standing in a field and I was talking to this character, and then I told the AI, she's not sitting in a chair, and the AI is like, ah, shit, here we go again, gotta fix this. And it did it in the funniest way possible. And, like, I told another AI bot my character's name, and then when I went back and talked to that character again, that character remembered what my character's name was, and that that they were permitted socially to call me by my name. So in my case in the game, I play Xanthias, who is the Sona that I probably would have used had I not lost the Gmail account associated with it. You know, they wanted to make it spicy and got lazy. I mean, the internet is for porn. That is what people do with it. I mean, one of the earliest mods that I ever saw in a game was for Daggerfall, so Elder Scrolls 2. And it was a mod that you could install, and keep in mind this was a DOS game, so you could mod the DOS game to have the character's clothes removed when you went into the shop, to pick out new outfits for your character, because your outfits weren't based solely on your armor, but you could have like just clothing. And the first thing they did was remove the clothes, but only for the female characters, because men. Ripley from Alien 3. Alien 3 was bad. This is the funny thing about teenagers. They're like, oh my god, you're so old. You're gonna be old one day too, kiddo. Because Duke Nukem strippers were popular. Yep, yep. I played Duke Nukem when I was like 8. I was playing Duke Nukem when I was like 8, and there were like naked ladies on the posters, and I never even noticed them because I was like, ooh, shiny pixels, your little dude blows up aliens. What if there were mods that only did it for male characters? Well, if that's called equality. I need my back scratcher. My back is itchy. It's in the one place that I can't reach. Yeah, honestly, I only became really offended about, like, the naked women in Duke Nukem after people told me I should be offended about it. And then later on, as I got older, I realized I didn't give a shit, and I was like, yeah, it's just dudes. They like boobs. A game full of shafts? Well, like, what is it? Conan or something? I think it's Conan or one of the other ones. Where, like, they have sliders so that you can choose the size of your male character's junk, because nudity is a thing in that game. And just like the female character creator, where you can choose the size of the boobs, you can choose the size of your dude's junk. And I'm like, that's great. Am I ever going to play the game? No, but it's great that, you know, that level of equality exists. Because third legs help speed. I would think they would be a detriment. Conan Exiles, there you go. Thank you, Cora. But yeah, yeah. It's just, equality. It's nice to have. And now we have it. It needs to be more prevalent. I mean, like, I like Where Winds Meet because the guys look just as beautiful as the girls. And you can choose, like, the elegant male form, or you can choose the natural male form, which is far more masculine. And of course, I like the pretty boys, so I chose the elegant male one. Hear me out. Parkour, but with built-in poke vault. Pole vault, even. I was gonna say, what the hell is poke vault? I mean, it'll become a poke vault if you do it wrong. Tesla, are you wandering around here? My cat. I have a cat named Tesla. Nugget. He escaped. Shall I get cat time? Hi, Nuggies. Oh, are you running out of water? Do I have to fill your water bowl later? It's cat time. Lands wrong, death on a stick. You become Vlad the Impaled then. I have my kitten. He's got carpet stuck in his mega claw. For our new friend here. I have a cat named Tesla. He has a condition called syndactyly. So his two front claws are fused together into one giant claw, which is scientifically referred to as a mega claw. Ow! Hey Dutch! How you doing? Happy New Year. I don't think you've been back since the New Year started. Hey, you got some Lunas! Those are cute. Yeah. Tesla is an all-black cat, and he's got a little bit of dwarfism, so he's a bit small. And he's chunky and a weird shape, and he's absolutely adorable. Cora coming in with the tier 3 sub for Strom. Meow! So who has all these adorable Luna emotes? Krista101. Very cute. Black cats are the best cats. They don't get enough love. Isn't that right, Nuggies? My nugget. My kitten nugget. It's nice to see some new faces. Yep, we have black cat emotes. Your cats are in suits. Tesla's purring is very quiet today. I don't think I can share it on the microphone. Plus my microphone is presently behind my monitor. Ah, tuxedo cats. Okay. Tuxedo cats in tuxedo masks. A great match for Luna the cat. Sailor Moon, tuxedo mask. Haha. The peach slap. I love that. That's a great emote. Our only animated emote is to unshrimp thine spines. It's my first animated thing since high school, and that was since early high school, so 2001. We shared it yesterday. Was it yesterday that we shared it, or was it the day before? I can't remember. But, like, it played so fast that you can't even see it. For now, it's our only animated emote. I will make more animated emotes. Oh, and for the people that weren't here earlier, I shared a link. I will get it again. Oh, Tesla's purring real hard. I shared a link here. Did that? Oh, I didn't copy it apparently. It's hard doing things with one hand here. Is this gonna work now? There we go. This link leads to my VGen, where I am taking the commissions for the pet portraits. So if you know anyone that would like a pet portrait painted and they're willing to pay $150, you can send them that link. Hold on. There's gonna be noise. I have to extract my mic from behind my monitor and get my cat purring again. Why is Savardi not working now? He was working before. Necromancer tested Havarti earlier. Is there purring? I hope there's purring. Sorry for the noise, Mara and I. Yay! Cat time! We haven't had cat time in so long. A chuck with 700-pound wood that feels like it belongs in book talk category. It does. 100% belongs in book talk. It sounds like a topic that Evan would talk about. This is the start of a beautiful friendship on a mod. Yep. The terms I allow in my chat are pretty wild. Mostly when Ross gets going, I'm like, I have to constantly allow a whole bunch of terms. Okay, I'm gonna put the microphone down now. Might try and take one of those commission spots. You are free to do so. Getting commissions on VGen gets me more points on VGen, which puts me up higher in their like search, and gets me like priority and stuff for things. And all transactions are done through VGen, so like if I don't deliver what's promised, you can request a refund, and they handle everything. Of course, there's fees like any service, but I'm also going to put the same offer up on Ko-fi, so that if anybody wants to use Ko-fi, they can, so they don't have to sign up for VGen. Isn't that right, Nugget? We're gonna paint more cool aminals. I will even paint your pet spider if you have one. I won't enjoy it, but I will paint one for $150. Even if I hate spiders. Look in the regulars memes. But I've got a cat in my arms. And my taskbar has disappeared. Is this my friends group? Or is it in the miscellaneous group? Hold on. The regular server is missing in my list. What? Nope, it's not in there. Where is it? Where is the regs? Oh, there it is. Found it. You've stolen a meme. Yeah, okay. I saw it. Okay, Tesla wants to go now. Off you go, kitten. There you got rare snuggles. Yes, I've seen that meme before. Yeah, if I get a commission to paint someone's pet spider, I probably won't be done on stream, because I don't want people to be like, I don't want to come to your stream because there might be spiders. It's one of those cases. Sorry about the noises. I'm putting the mic sort of back where it was. Oh, good lord. I need a boom arm for my mic so bad. I need so many things. You have a spider plushie with cute eyes? Spiked hot chocolate. Ooh. My coffee's running out. I'm going to quickly make a trip to the little demon's room. I'll be right back. Revolt amongst yourselves. Have a war. Or peace. It's up to you. Or get up and stretch your legs, because sitting for so long is bad for you. I'm back. Did I scare you? It was more Oz's response. Put it in a museum. I saw that. A British steals something, we stick it in a museum. I say we, but they. In fact, I do have a thing for tars in general. What, like centaurs? Just come back with tea, and there she goes. No, that's the Dutch. Wait, what? No, the British and their tea, yes. A commission of a puppy dog, it requires a photo. Fantasy. The commissions require photos, because I repaint the photo. Kill the non-believers. Nice spicy winter blend tea. Nice. I need to get at my tea. I have more tea on the shelves that I can't get to. Because I still don't have a bed frame. Every time, like, I finish stream, and by the time I'm done stream, my dad is too busy to help me with things. So I think I'm just gonna have to get to the tools myself and just do it. Speak of the devil, my dad just came to grab my tea mug. And now he's calling to the kitty. He goes, "Booty, booty, 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 kitty." We've never had a pet before in this house. No, it's not that the tea is too high up, Dutch. It's, the tea is in jars on my cube shelves. And there's just piles of stuff in the way because I have too much shit. Because I moved home after having my own place for 15 years, so I had 15 years worth of stuff. And of course, my room at home was also filled with 15 years worth of stuff that was moved into my room while I no longer lived at home. I have managed to get rid of like 60% of what I owned before. Mostly it was furniture, but now I have no place to store my craft supplies. And then there were other things that I kept stored inside my bed, so my bed was like a storage box. And I got rid of my bed frame because it was just too big, heavy, old, and broken to move. And so now I have to build a big one, or build a new one that's... By the time I finish building it, should have a little bit more space than the one previously. And now I have biggering in my head? What? Are we killing the faithful or the non-faithful? Just the non-believers? Well, if you want me, just take you back. For, you know, Hercules like awakened a lot of people sexually somehow, whether it was the TV show or the film. That animated show like awakened things in people that they weren't aware existed. That's all I've ever heard about that movie and the show. Satan takes me to the past. What? My bed frame is storage space too. There are hinges on the side to lift it up. Yeah, mine had like these pneumatic jacks on it they could open up the thing, but then my cousin broke it when he helped me move away from my aunt's place when I first went to university. So I had the bed for like 6 months before my cousin broke it, and then I had it for like another 15 years. While it was broken, so I just took the pneumatics off, and if I wanted to open it, I would just lift it up and then just duck my head under and rest it on my shoulders. A lot of anime stuff, like a lot of people's sexualities, absolutely. Art, you know, it's good for things. So, it was basically just a hinge. And so I have the frame part, where the bed sat on. I actually have a file for this. God damn it, my taskbars. Ironically, I need my taskbar. Hold on. I'm gonna have to minimize everything, so the art window's gonna disappear for a moment. Okay. There we go. It's back. Now I can get to my taskbar, so I can get to my file tree. Let's see, go back to 2025, go into the technical things folder. So this is the shape of my room. I've got a big bay window. And now I have floor space because I rearranged everything by turning the cube shelves on their sides. These two here, the one's marked SH. I turned them on their sides so they're vertical. I lost a lot of horizontal space that way, but I was able to rearrange everything so that it fits better in the room. And so the bed I want to build is... No, that's the desk. That's also a desk. Where's the bed folder? It's kind of like a Chinese bed. but it matches the aesthetic of what I've got going on already in terms of furniture. And even then, this is a very rough estimate. I have another drawing that I did on paper right here on my desk. Bay windows are king, except this house wasn't designed to have bay windows, so the roof line doesn't follow the shape of the window. And because it doesn't follow the shape of the window, we can't have the windows open when it rains, even a little bit, because the roof line drips onto the edge of the window along the front and splatters into the house. It's really stupidly designed. They're like, oh, we've got these Tudor-looking houses, we should slap a bay window on them, but we didn't account for the roof line not matching. So, like, hold on, let me get another layer here. Real quick. The house is kind of like this. It's just a box. It's got the garage here. And it's got this little stoop. Comes out. We'll fix this in a second here, yeah. It comes up like this. And the bay window is right here, and it goes up 2 stories. And, I think here. And then there's a little roof over the garage that sticks out right here. So this is actually pushed back, and this part's a little bit forward. So let's just grab this real quick. Give an illusion of depth. I gotta make this smaller. So you can see how dumb this is. And so the roof line comes across straight like this. And there's another window like right here. And it's a triple pane. It's got a little side windows like that for the master bedroom, and then the roof comes up this way. Whereas like in an actual Tudor style building, in a Tudor style house, the roof line would be like this. But they decided to put the roof the other way. I don't know why. So instead of building it this way, like it should be built, they built it the other way. And so when it rains, because the way the house is built, with the roof going this way, the rain drips off this edge even if there's a gutter, it still drips off this edge and it just hits the ledge here, and then it spatters. Because what they should have done was either build the roof the other way, or have built out like a little extra roof along here and raised this part of the roof up a bit more. So this should have been up like this. And there should have been a little bump out of a roof right here to accommodate the bay windows. Which is what would have been built had they just built the roof like this. And I don't know why they didn't do that. I don't know why they just didn't turn the roof the other way. Because the roof is already that shape, it just faces the other direction, and I don't know why. And like the other versions of the houses in my neighborhood, they have all the like Tudor paneling. So they have the like fake post and beam. And it's like weirdly staggered from the windows. So something like that, like even underneath the window down here before it hits the foundation. There's the front door. And this is all like bricks. And this is all brick. And then this is more Tudor paneling up here, and then more bricks. But we replaced all of our Tudor paneling. They had Tudor paneling here too. We replaced all of our Tudor paneling with just regular siding. Because it was all done with wood and it wasn't sealed at the top edge of the panels. So when the rain bounced off the roof or fell off the roof and hit the sides of the Tudor paneling, water got in behind the walls. And it started to rot everything. And so, yeah, fake plaster and fake timber framing just doesn't work. I would love to live in a proper like timber frame Tudor style house. Like I think that would be rad. Like a modernized version of that where your walls are actually timber frame with like cob filled lath and plaster or wattle and daub with like, you know, the half-meter thick walls. Like we wouldn't be having the insulation problems that we do. The house would probably last another 500 or 600 years if it were built properly. But no, this was built in 1983 to look like a Tudor house, but they went the lazy route. So it's like very clearly a 1980s Tudor style, Tudor knockoff bullshit. And like there's whole neighborhoods of these styles of houses around here. Wattle and daub, half timbering. Yep, yep, yep. What they do now with timber framed houses is they cover them in SIPS panels, so like none of the framing sticks out. So you don't have the problem with like you've got your beam, and then you've got the wall here, and then water penetrating in through here. They just cover the whole thing in a structurally insulated panel, so all of your framing, all of your beautiful wood is on the inside of the house, where it's nice and dry and can breathe. As long as it isn't the old recipe for daub, keep the dung out of my walls. Well, the reason they used the dung was because it was fibrous. And for the most part, once it dries out, it's so heavily processed by the animals, it no longer smells, and it just worked. It still works. Well, yes, but there was something about the addition of the dung to the straw and the clay that just really helped, and I think it's because of the way the fiber was already processed in the animal's stomach. But, you know, you could probably just pyrolyze it, and that would kill anything that would cause bacteria growth, and you would still have the fibrous remnants. Poop bricks. I want to do more natural building. I want to prove it can be done properly with like modern materials and styles. My dad has not brought me my tea yet. I was looking for my mug and I'm like, is that here? No. Trying to talk while yawning is hard. In the technical folder, and I still have this file. At this point, I'm not sure if I would just tear down everything that exists on the land and just use the basic foundations, because I want to build things out of more natural materials. Could be interesting. Because, I mean, looking at it, it would be so much work to tear all that out, but it would also be too much work to try and refurbish it. I just like the amount of land that's at base of town name, town of base name. A friend of mine who is a real man helps build sustainable natural houses in Spain for summer. As opposed to a not real man? Are they a cyborg? What are they? Or what is a not real man? I'm confused. Dutch, I'm so confused. Confused other Dutch noises. Well, I mean, you can fix that, Dutch. I'm slowly fixing it. It takes a long time, but you can fix it. Famond Fakeson. This painting is so frustrating that I am avoiding working on it. There would actually be some light color back here. At least he looks 30 now and not 18. You should try and see if you can make a story with big FF here without laughing. Why is it frustrating? Because I've repainted this like 8 times now. This is Whitefire from my novel. All the witches have a code name that they go by. Whitefire happens to be his code name because, well, his fire is blue-white. Oh, here comes tea. Thank you, Papa. Perfection takes time. It was not perfection. That's what I would call silver. So every witch has like a very specific power. So unlike Magi Nation, where my character Kieran is from, witches generally only have one power. And it's very specific. So like in the case of Highwire, she controls electricity. And like you can boil it down to something really basic, like controlling electricity or generating electricity. But the more powerful a witch, the more nuanced their power, their specific power use becomes. So in the case of Highwire, God, how do I explain this without spoilers? God, there's so much I can't explain about her without major spoilers. In the case of Highwire, she learned how to control electricity, and then she learned about electricity. So she actually went and studied like electrical engineering to understand electricity. So she went to university for electrical engineering. And through that she enhanced her power. So you can use actual scientific knowledge to enhance how your power gets used. And through that enhancement, she got to the point where she can control electrical impulses in people's bodies and turn them into puppets. So she taps right into their nerve system with a cable, a super fine cable. And she controls them like puppets. But it requires a lot of concentration and finesse. So to do that is very difficult for her. So generally she just will use the electrical cables in the ground and in the walls around her to attack people. And a lot of the times when a witch first manifests their powers, it's usually due to like a heightened state of uh, emotion. So, uh, fighting or attacks or maybe even falling in love in some cases. Sometimes there are powers that are kind of, in a way, hereditary. So a child will mimic a power of their parent, one of their parents. Yeah, it's kind of like bloodbending, except I came up with this before Avatar existed. It's that old. So, but yes, there witches can have two powers. There are hereditary powers that are passed down that are more passive. So, like, one instance, again, hard to explain without spoilers, but a hereditary power would be like prognostication. Say it was first true bloodbender. True first bloodbender? I can read. A word order. So falling in love is an electrical impulse? No, falling in love or like having a really intense crush or lots of intense feelings for somebody can cause a witch to manifest a power. It's just a heightened state of emotional pressure. And I have rules for how many witches there are in the world. So I based it off of a population density, and then there are like people with innate abilities like ESP. So you'll get like the tarot card readers or people who like claim to see ghosts and shit. Those are the people, psychics, etc. The ones we generally regard as like crazy charlatans. Uh, those make up the majority of people who have the genes to become witches. So this is like scientifically based numbers and percentages that make up populations for witches in the world. And if I take a moment to open Scrivener, I can actually like read you all of the statistics that I wrote for that. But yeah, it's based on population and actual genetics. So being a witch is a genetic thing. Yeah, we're getting lore stream today. Poor Death is just like dying in the corner because it's not Skylanders lore. Yeah, book talk stream. I'm gonna emphasize that L. Take that L. All right, where's my notes? Okay, so this was based on a population of 7.8 billion, which is about what the population was after some serious events that happened that caused a lot of death. And this was also again when I first started writing this book, the world population wasn't as high as it was, because we all know how that works. Numbers go up until they go down dramatically. So the estimated number of witch gene carriers in the population is 8 to 10%, so approximately averaging 700 million people globally. And people with ESP and other abilities, so like psychics and shit like that I generally don't believe in real life, 40 to 50% of gene carriers are people with actual functioning abilities, so 330 million people globally. And then the actual number of witches, people who manifest a power, of that 330 million is about 10%. So about 3.5 million people worldwide are actual witches with powers and varying levels of ability. So people like Whitefire are really, really powerful. And you can get witches that are, not much more powerful than, like, a psychic, right? But they still have the ability to transform and fight these things they call wraiths, which are basically soul-sucking manifestations of witch powers that went out of control when the witch died. So it's basically the soul of the witch rises out of its own body and becomes a soul-eating monster that only people who are witches can see, incidentally. And then of that 10%, of that 3.5 million, a little less than 2% are what they call inferi. So they're witches that are just powerful enough to manifest, but too weak to control their power, and they become feral. And their power eventually consumes them, essentially ripping them apart, and that's when they become a wraith. Their body can't take the amount of strength of their power, and they die horribly. They're basically ripped apart from the inside out by their own power, and they become a soul-eating monster. And that's the entire gist of the lore basis for how witches operate in my book. This is information that you wouldn't get unless you're the author. Like, you'll get snippets, probably estimations about that, like, in the book from the characters. Like, they'll occasionally make a reference to something, numbers wise, especially when the main character Alex is first meeting the witch hunters. They'll be like, oh yeah, there aren't that many witches in the world. We're about like 10% of the population or something so far by our organization's estimates, kind of deal. But even that, to my character, to my main character, is like kind of shocking, because witch events are extremely rare, but when they do happen, they're quite dramatic. And he's like, 10%? Like, how? What? Because the general population, after nearly global collapse, due to people discovering witches were real, the general population thinks it's like 0.5% or something. But it's actually like 3.5. So it's a lot more than they think. So when my main character actually learns that, he's quite shocked. And otherwise, the story itself is about this one kid who meets some witch hunters because of really bad luck. He gets tangled up in all sorts of their problems, mostly because of just who he is. In which case, like, it's pretty obvious from the start. He's a witch who's in the process of manifesting, and but he also ends up joining the witch hunters, and it causes lots of conflict with him. But the witch hunters also come with their own baggage in the form of Highwire, who's like, look at this vulnerable, sweet child that I can manipulate so that I can kill the one that I hate. And then that leads to all sorts of things. And eventually the collapse of the universe. Somehow. I won't spoil any more than that, but it does lead to the collapse of the universe. And there just happens to be some gay romance involved. So if you like that kind of shit, I need to find time to write. And I feel like I enjoyed the co-working streams that we did where I was doing some writing while I was hanging out with you guys, but I also feel like I should be talking on stream. But you have received insider details. And unless somebody comes back and watches this stream archive, most people will probably never hear those details otherwise, unless they ask me to talk about the book. So now you know how witch powers work. They can enhance their power by enhancing their understanding of the basis of their powers. So like in the case of electricity, or like white fire. And it also comes down to creativity, like the different ways that you can make that power work for you. So Starcatcher essentially uses like gunpowder, but not. He throws sparklers, and they basically look like fireworks. So often you'll like shoot off like what is a Roman candle at the wraith. So he uses a projectile form of magic. There's another witch who pulls water out of the air, some moisture out of the environment to which is basically a waterbender. There's another one. There's a few that control plants in various ways. One that focuses more on flowers, and another one that focuses more on like vines and whatnot. And they use energy just from the universe, ostensibly mana, to manifest these powers as physical things. So, yep, that's how the magic works. There's a little bit of, hand waving of the science, but I try to ground my magic as much as possible in something that's materially believable. there is magic and souls and weird quantum shenanigans happening sometimes that has no absolutely zero scientific basis. But that's fantasy. You've got to have that little bit of creative freedom. And in Magi Nation, the other book with Kieran and Rowan, who I showed yesterday on stream, they have an elemental based system of magic, and one law of magic that plays quite strongly into how things work for people with an elemental affinity. So like Kieran has an affinity for fire, but also an affinity for light. So by the way the laws of magic work in their universe, it's kind of like the laws of physics. He can't use any water or shadow magic. But he finds a way to use them by using the law of opposites, where the whole of the absence of one is the whole of the other, essentially. So in order for him to use shadow magic, he uses light magic and basically inverts it and removes the light and manipulates that as sort of like a negative space kind of deal in order to use shadow magic. But it's extremely costly. And if a mage with an affinity were to try and directly cast the magic of the opposite element, it will basically rip them to shreds. Just like disintegrate them. They will die. I'm done playing in the shadows. Let me play with the shadows. Well, in the imagination world, you can be a shadow mage. I've thought about this stuff a lot. I can't remember which is older, whether it's Magination or Witching Hour, which is now called the Witch Hunter Society. But I think Witching Hour is older than Magination, but by only a few months. The heart of many magic stories and well-made magic system. What? Oh, the heart. The heart. The heart of many magic stories are the well-made magic system. Yes. I hate some of the fantasy books that are out nowadays, where they have like these systems of lore and magic and like societal structure that doesn't make any fucking sense. All around me are familiar faces. Poor Death. The heart of my magic is the wood ones. Yeah, Harry Potter's magic system has some issues. Like, does someone from Kenya have to use Latin to cast their spells? How does that work? Where does the power come from? Why are some wizards more powerful than others? And why Latin? Why Latin? Why not Sumerian? Why not Peruvian? We learn Latin as the base for most languages. I'm sure there are plenty of languages where there are not bases in Latin. Like pretty much every African language. Every Asian language. No basis in Latin. None. I'm gonna defeat you with the power of friendship and this gun I found. Maybe the real treasure was the gun I found along the way. I have the power of God and anime on my side. Emphasis in all the wrong places in that quote. That kid. I wonder what that kid is doing now. Also, hi, I'm South African, just saying, oh, well, hello. Yeah, we had, Kufin. He was, here before the, before Christmas, before I took a break for Christmas. And, he's from Africa as well. So we're getting more people from Africa, and that's great. More connectivity in that part of the world means improvement for people's lives around there. The lore of Harry Potter gets really effed up when you look into it. I'm a global streamer now. I'm a big kid now. I'm a real boy now. So I'm probably making good Mickey Mouse or Pinocchio. We have people from Australia too, right? I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah. Jesus is from Australia. Chisussy Baka. That is definitely a name that a kid would make, and them being the minor in our group, it makes a lot of sense. Why did that remind me of the old Flat Earth website? I love it when the Flat Earthers tweet about something and they're like, our partners all over the globe. But it's like, bro, you just called yourself out, man. We love our Australian cousins, but our BBQ is better. I bet. I'm Canadian. We just have puts in. It's just French fries with gravy and cheese curds, and it is magnificent. We have poutine and maple syrup. That's our culinary fame. Condolences. Look, poutine is pretty rad. Flat earthers are so dumb. Yeah, that's why they're flat earthers, because they're not intelligent enough to know anything else. It's the Dunning-Kruger effect. They think they're smarter than everybody else by believing in a flat earth. They think everybody else is stupid. And it's like, bro, please. Thinking about them and their existence is pain. Normally the anguish sustains me, but this is the kind of anguish that eats away at the core of your soul. Some people play tennis. I erode the human soul. They should all just get on a boat and go find the edge. Please do. But they'll be like, oh no, it's the Arctic Wall. It's like, math disagrees with you, buddy. Yeah, it takes extreme effort to deny any of that stuff. Like, oh, we just happen to be a flat disk while all of the other planets and stars in the universe are spheres? How do you reconcile that? How? It's like, there are other ways to be special, buddy. Like, there's other ways to differentiate yourself from the rest of the human species. Take up basket weaving. Find a craft, a hobby, please. They don't believe in space either. Yeah, it's true. Like, how do you deny the fact that satellites exist? Or, the moon? This isn't the Truman Show. It takes believing there's at least 60% of all conspiracy theories. Yeah, because, like, Well, you believe in Santa Claus too, don't you? The moon is a hollow spy dome. Yeah, it's just a Dyson sphere. There's another Earth orbiting the sun in the exact opposite orbit to us. It's called Dark Earth. This tea tastes weird. Why does this tea taste weird? It's got like this tinge to it. A Darth Earth. It's the evil version of Earth. The moon is a Dyson sphere around another star. And it's actually made out of cheese. Oh my god. It's like that one guy that one of my friends knew in high school. I prefer Jarlsberg, to be honest. My friend knew in high school who said there's no gravity in space, that's why things float. Like, there is gravity in space. You're constantly falling. You just don't have a point of reference because the gravity is so weak. You don't feel it. But once you start entering an atmosphere, you really start to feel it. No gravity in space. As much as I don't like to talk about this IP, it said that the books that you don't have to use an incantation at all. They just teach that way because it's easier. Yes, they do. Also, basically, only saw the English system. It was implied that other countries have their own ways. But yeah, the series is full of problematic stuff. Yeah, the problematic stuff aside, there's a lot that wasn't really explained, and it sort of ends up making it's very European centrist and propagates a lot of racial issues in that department too. We all float down here in Georgie. Is there flooding? I mean, it's hard to write a magic system, too. Like, it's difficult, because you have to account for science. Like, there's just so much that you have to let go when you start putting magic into things. We do not just have poutine. There is so much Canadian food. Yes, yes, I know. It's a joke. Give us some examples of actual Canadian-based food, Mara and I. Give us an education. The Flat Earth Conspiracy started in 1849 by Parallax, aka Samuel Birley Robotham. Okay. You mean French cuisine? French, Irish, Chinese, Japanese, Indian, you name it, we've got it. Jamaican, German. That's the great thing about Canada is we are a stew. We're not a melting pot like the United States. We are a delicious stew filled with lots of flavors. And I love it that way. I love the diversity we have because then I get lots of delicious food. Talking about idiots, hello. When you specify the country of Georgia, there's some American yelling, Georgia is a state! Yeah, well, I mean, if the country of Georgia keeps going in the direction Russia wants it to, it will be a state of Russia. So, I hope Georgia can manage to fend them off. There's something weird about this tea. I can't drink it. Yes, that's right. We do have indigenous cuisine too, which I've never had. I've never had any indigenous cuisine. I would like to try it. I'll gladly try it. I like to try new things. Yeah, every province and territory has like its own kind of deal of things. Like Poutine is a very Ontario and Quebec kind of deal. Whereas like out west, they don't really have that in the same way that we do. Like Ontario and Quebec are very cheese rich. We have lots of cheese varieties and other dairy products, ice creams, milks, etc. If you want to know, if you want to know more, look at Parallax Father the Flat Earth by Extra History. I think I've seen that one. How you think we feel having to explain we don't have wildfire or wildlife roaming around our roads? Sure, Susan, I'm often late to work because there was a lion sleeping in my car and the highway is backed up because of loitering elephants. Yeah, but I have seen videos like that. But like, you know, occasionally there's a moose in the road here. It's not that much different. We get wildlife in Canada too. England never really had much of a traditional cuisine. That's because you stole it from everyone else. Your traditional cuisine was so bland, everybody forgot it and replaced it with spices from India. Pasties and pastries. Pasties, you say? I think it said pasties? Pasties are, yeah. You call them pasties. A pasty is a different thing. Pasty you put on your nipple. I gotta get rid of this tea. I'll be right back. This tea is I can't. There's something wrong with it. And it's vexing. I shall return. I'm back. I got a caffeine-free Coke Zero instead. To be frank, both pasties can be succulent. Motorboating the wrong one just becomes very messy. Oh, I like you, Fat. You fit in perfectly well in an Incubus stream. Perfect. A hydrate and a stretch. Perfect timing. Everybody give yourself a little stretch. I just had a good stretch going up and down the stairs. Or down and up the stairs. So I went down and then came back up. We have no pastes in our pasties. In our pasties. We have no paste in our pasties. You want that in a flower blanket? Well, call out the term bitch. Canadian food examples: poutine, tortilla, lobster rolls, no, Nimo bars, yep. Butter tarts. I wasn't aware that butter tarts were Canadian. Sugar pie. I mean, we got lots of maple syrup, so that one's not surprising at all. A pâté chinois. Ginger beef and Hawaiian pizza. Hawaiian pizza is Canadian? Pepsi is better? Nah, bro. Tastes too much like cherries. Coke is more citrus flavored. And she's a ghost and a bitch. I brought up a snack, so I've got some Havarti cheese. Poor Havarti's like, ah! Don't eat me! I am not cheese! He is named after cheese, though. I would like a whole capon in 5 small shell pies, please. Yeah, the capon is a rooster, right? Havarti cheese, but no Havarti party, unfortunately. Havarti was working at the starter stream, and then you came in and you said something, and he was like, "Nah, I'm gonna take a break now." It's like that friend at work. You ask them to do something, or your coworker. You ask them to do something. They're like, "Oh no, I'm on a smoke break." Every single time. Okay, that's a cute emote. Yeah, little snoop boop. I have done very little painting today, but you did get lore. What else is in our draw it again folder? Oh, there was one redraw I was working on. Of Zul'Zaheen. Again, it's this little spot right here. The neck, the lips, the nose. This lower half of the face where it attaches to the neck, I seem to have a lot of difficulty with, so I just need to draw more of it. Capon pies are one of the few traditional English foods. If it's meant to contain painting, yeah, I know. It's shocking, isn't it? Some days we get some painting done, other days. His name's Zul'Zaheen Dahan. And I have him as a Asian ball jointed doll as well. The capon was the I'm not sure whether I'm saying that right. Capon was boiled before being baked with the crust. Yeah, I showed you guys a little Zulzaheen chibi the other day too. What folder was that in? Oh, I think that's on my other hard drive. Was it? No, it couldn't have been. I think it's in this folder. This one. Capon. Okay, the capon. Alright, back to crack. What? You're not supposed to do crack. Drugs. Drugs. These two characters are the same character. They're the same boy. He's actually a dad, you know. And one of my few characters. Very, very few characters of mine have kids, but he is one of my characters that has a kid. Just one is chill. It's magic crack. Fair enough. It's like, want to take my medicine. Actually, my medicine is basically meth, so, you know. ADHD! Delicious cheese. So yeah, we got a few paintings going. At least Hawaiian pizza was invented in Edmonton. Nice. I had no idea. At least Whitefire looks like he's in his 30s again and not 18. At least it's not this one again. Unlike broccoli pizza, which is common in New York. Broccoli pizza. Christ. Yeah, this one I discovered, this is the actual file. The actual PSD file. There's two of them. I was trying a different style. I remember this now. I was trying a different style and I wanted to just see if I could do something different, and it was a horrible experiment. It's white fairy dust. It makes you black out, and then next thing you know, you're in prison when you wake up. It was some kind of teleporting magic crack. Lovely. Aragorn, how did you get here? If you associate that with Viggo Mortensen, poor Viggo, man. Like, Christ. To be fair, it was 2015. Why is this one labeled 2013? Oh, that'll be why, because it's the 2013 version. It's in the 2015 folder. This one also labeled 2013. It's the same file. God damn it. I need to, like, go through some of these things. What's this one? Potion bottles. Variations of potion bottles. It's not my fault your old art has oily hair. I was attempting a different style. I absolutely just did not work. There's this lovely thing that I drew on my phone. And it's beautiful. How vile. I think you spelled it wrong. It's V-I-A-L. Sorry, I'm still eating my cheese. I'm eating my cookie. And so I guess I've got to redraw these ones now too. Because if I'm doing these ones, I have to do these ones. The noses, man. The noses are so goddamn hard to draw. I hate it. I have so many paintings in progress now, and I'm just like, I'm never gonna finish them. Like nose. Let's see if I can continue this painting in a way that makes sense. Without turning him into an 18-year-old again. We'll actually do some painting today, I think. That has to remain in shadow. I need some shadow here. I think I just lack confidence with my shadows. Because, like, the lips, they look really good. And they've got strong shadows and highlights, and I just need to get over it. Oddly enough, one thing I've learned is if you make the eyes basically the same color as the skin, it makes more sense. So having just white for your eye whites doesn't work. Oh yeah, sorry for no medic content. He's taking a break. Hey, everybody needs a vacation. Neff! Neff! Neff has booped my snoot. It is the boop snoot. Like the droop snoot. But it is the snoot that gets booped. The boop snoot. Thank you for the boop snoot. The snoot boop. Thank you for the hydrate and the concussion as well. Demonade can sketch. Let's go. Give us soda. I don't know why I'm sketching the Demonade can. Got our little beach. Oops. Banging in the wrong color there. More white. ADHD go burr, I guess. Yep, that's exactly what happened. It's just like, I feel inspired to draw a can of soda. There you go, Demonade. My island beverage is Demonade. Like lemonade. More concussion. Ouch. I just tried to open a Clip Studio file into my OBS. It doesn't work. This is the Demonade. I think I did a pretty good job. For how fast I drew that, I think I did a pretty good job. Yeah, so Journey, whose VTuber is a pig. He's got Root Boar. And Puma has Dr. Agon. 'Cause she's a dragon. And Sai has Cloak. And Cloak Zero. Fusro meow! Introducing the new citrus soda, Demora Dew. Not at all inspired by Mountain Dew. Demora Dew could be a flavor. Demonade's probably more of a citrus thing. Like, I like iced tea and I like lemonade. Demonade is more of like a brand, and then you would have flavors of Demonade. But like, I see Demonade as more kind of like an Arizona tea kind of thing. Demora Dew could be like the fizzy version. Eventually, I would like to make tumblers. Like, if I get a really nice can design going, I would like to make tumblers that people can buy, so they can have a cool beverage container. The Nomura variant of Coca-Cola would be volcanic ash and be a bit more purple than caramel brown. Purple. People would think it's grape, though. They would definitely have more, like, Asian-oriented flavors, too. So, like, there's a Pepsi that I wanted to try. It was an Osmanthus Pepsi. I've never had Osmanthus before, but apparently it's a really common flavor in China. And I'd like to try it someday. You can get Osmanthus tea. It's a flower, but apparently it's kind of a sweet-ish flavor, or sweet adjacent. Someone's shovel in a driveway. All you hear is scrape, 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 scrape. But yeah, everybody in my circle has like their own kind of soda flavor or soda brand, I guess. Sakura is one of the flavors, I think, in the classic Demonade, so this one is supposed to be a Sakura flavor. Passion fruit flesh is a gold/yellow color, so the soda would have gold mica powder for shine. Nice. I feel like tomorrow. Okay, so like, it would be purple with like a gold mica powder, but it would be a passion fruit kind of flavor rather than grape. So I was looking up recipes for Coke because I want to avoid buying American products, right? So I was looking for something that I could use in like my Soda Stream or something, which again is an American product. If there was a Canadian variant, I would switch to it, but we don't have one. So one thing I know about Coke is one of the flavors that they use is tamarind. Gold hoarded by dragons, hence dragons do. That would be good for Puma as a variant. So she has a couple of different colored cans. So when her cans drop on her head, they're some of them are different colors and it's randomized. Like Doritos Cola flavor, it's similar to Coca-Cola but a little bit different. Yeah. Ah, I haven't had the Doritos cola. I've had some of their other flavors. I really like key lime. Key lime soda is so good. There's a Stewart's key lime soda that I really like. My taskbar, once again. Let's find a half decent picture of this soda. So this is a soda that I really like. It literally tastes like a key lime pie. It's kind of like the orange creamsicle of sodas, but of lime. It's so good. And my friend Braddock introduced me to that. Mara and I knows him. He introduced us all to this soda, and I could not get enough of it, and it was really hard to find at the time. Now it's really easy to get a hold of, but back when he first introduced us to it, it was really, really hard to find. And yeah, I really like key lime flavored things, key lime pie, key lime ice cream, and of course key lime soda. Asai hates lime flavors. Doritos lime soda is great. I haven't tried it. The pineapple I would be a little bit concerned about in terms of flavor profile for me. Like, I love pineapple on my pizza. Absolutely. But for some reason, pineapple in general as a flavor, especially like artificial pineapple flavor, is just nasty. Real pineapple, fine. But pineapple flavor, it's like banana. Anything banana flavored, Stewart's is American, unfortunately. Haagen-Dazs, at least, I think it's owned by an American company now, but Haagen-Dazs itself was a European company. But basically anything in the food industry is owned by, like, one of 5 big megacorps. And then Mandarin soda sounds like it would be good. My biggest problem with, like, sodas and stuff nowadays, especially ones like Doritos and Stewart's, is that they don't have sugar-free versions. And I can't have sugar much. Never had Haagen-Dazs since I learned 1 scoop of their ice cream is equal to 6 sticks of butter. That's why it's so good. You realize they use actual cream in their ice cream, right? and honestly, it's not equal to 6 sticks of butter. What you're probably looking at is sugar content as opposed to fat content. Because if you're looking calorie-wise, yeah, there will be more calories in the Haagen-Dazs ice cream than there will be in other ice cream brands, because they have a higher fat content, because they use actual cream and not skim milk or whatever dairy alternative side quest dairy that they waved at their vat of quote-unquote ice cream. Then it's not ice cream. Oh. That's unfortunate. I love the Haagen-Dazs key lime ice cream. Yeah, they have like a key lime pie ice cream and it's... Ugh. Things I like very specifically: key lime, anything. Escargot. I like escargot mostly because it's just a vehicle for garlic butter. French onion soup. I like things with very strong flavors, surprisingly, despite the fact that, like, I am almost a super taster. I'm gonna take a little screenshot of my Demonade can because it's probably gonna get deleted very soon because it's painted directly onto the layers as the rest of the painting. If slash when we hang out, I'll grab a Doritos pineapple soda. You can try it. If you don't like it, you can drink it. Yeah. A lot of people hate raw tomatoes. That's actually a very common dislike. A lot of people are also very sensitive to tomato. If I get tomato, like, on the outside of my lips, so outside of my mouth, my lips and my mouth will burn quite a lot. but I love tomatoes. My friend gave me whiskey flavored ice cream. It was so good. Oh my god. I just want to try all sorts of ice creams. I miss For All. There was an ice cream place in Kitchener called For All, Four. And they made all of their ice cream on site. And they would have seasonal flavors, and it was so good. Their salted caramel ice cream was to die for, honestly. Expensive, but God, it was so good. Maybe I should see about opening up one in Ottawa, but everybody's like, oh, Cow's Dairy, or Cow's Ice Cream, or whatever it is, you know. People are like, they don't want to try something new, but For All was so good. Dairy and whiskey? Well, like, if you mix dairy and whiskey just together, it would curdle the milk. Thank you for the hydrate now. Today's definitely a chat day. It's also 3 hours, but I don't know, I'm enjoying the vibes. Some people say it's because of English tomatoes being worse. It's not, it's the texture. I don't really care either way for the texture of tomatoes. I'm very neutral about the texture of tomatoes, which is kind of weird because there are some textures that really skeeve me out. And I think if like something were a tomato texture but a different flavor, I'd probably hate it. It's kind of weird. But a lot of people hate mushrooms for the same reason. They hate the texture of them. But then I offer them one of the crispy mushrooms that I really like, the shiitake chips. And they're like, no, I hate the texture of mushrooms. And I'm like, but it's a completely different texture now. And they won't even try it. It was the owner of Tessa, the dog that I painted the other day. He hates mushrooms. And he wouldn't even try one of the crunchy ones, even just a little piece of one. So, yeah. I'm one of those people, I will try just about anything at least once, even if I know that, like, I hate something already, I'll always give it a few chances. Oh god, I love mushrooms. Fungus is my favorite food group. I cannot get enough of mushrooms. It's very rare that I won't want to eat mushrooms. Enoki mushrooms are on the list of mushrooms that I'm not a big fan of. Probably because every time I've had them, they've been like really chewy. So it's like seaweed salad. I hate seaweed salad because it's like eating elastic bands. Which is strange because like I like escargot, but I don't really chew the escargot that much. But seaweed salad, seriously, it's like trying to chew a big bundle of elastic bands in your mouth. And it's wrong. You are what you eat, and you are a fun guy. Ah! Oh, you. I'm not that funny. But yeah, I have a lot of friends who hate tomatoes. I have a lot of friends who hate mushrooms. Some friends who hate both. One thing I really hate, which is kind of a shame as someone of German heritage, sauerkraut. I cannot eat fermented cabbages. Sauerkraut and kimchi, I can't eat them. They make me want to throw up. And it's not just the texture, but it's the flavor too. Thanks for the nap in the shade and the hydrate. Those... Enjoy your nap in the shade and thanks for the hydrate. I was about to say enjoy your hydrate and thank you for the nap in the shade, and they got combined, and my brain is dumb. A local peanut-free ice cream place. Ooh. I bet you your hubby likes that. I do like ice creams with nuts in them too, though. I like nuts. You're gonna love my nuts. Yeah, we still need to find a good pizza place, because Joe's Pizza closed. And, JC's restaurant and pizza, it's gross. It's just gross. As a matter of fact, it was closed last night when the Indian restaurant next door was open. So I gotta see it. Are they closed today? Yeah, it looks like they're also closed today. I don't think they survived. I think the place with the IRL AI pizza died. The pizza of such disappointment that I was frustrated by it. I think it died. Good riddance. I mean, I feel bad for the person losing their business, but their food was so bad. It was so bad. So we still need to find a good local pizza place that's not some big chain. Yeah, Death, Marinai's hubby is, like, deadly allergic to anything nuts. So, peanut-free ice cream place, really great. Maybe one day we'll be able to target severe allergies with gene therapy or something, so that he can have the joy of pistachios and cashews and stuff. Which are legumes and not nuts, but they're close enough. Apparently, even legumes for people with nut allergies are deadly. So is it more of a legume allergy than a nut allergy? Because aren't all nuts No, not all nuts are legumes. At least, I don't think so. Because cashews are legumes. They're more of a bean than a nut. Legume! I love coffee. Coffee is pretty good. You can't have nuts at all? Like, are you really allergic to nuts, Fantasy? There was one guy at Conquest this year in our camp who was allergic to basically, like, everyone. Did I quote Kit earlier? I did not intentionally quote Kit, but Kit says a lot of things, so... I somehow ended up in the logistics team for Dendronia, and I wasn't supposed to be in the logistics team. And I hope Mystic didn't get in trouble for accidentally putting me in the logistics team and not the inventory team, because I was dropped off the inventory team for whatever reason without being told. And so I got put in the wrong one by accident. I hope Mystic didn't get in trouble for that. Because Maddie's like, why are you in the logistics team? And I'm like, I don't know. You're with the science team? What? Allergic and even traces of that make you ill. Oh, well, I will try to remember that so that I don't accidentally give you something that can kill you, because that would be bad. I'm like that with celery. Like, if I'm in the same room with celery, it's a Oh, it's a meme. Okay, I didn't recognize the meme. If I'm in the same room as Celery, I'll like start choking and stuff. It's bad. It's real bad. All right. We should probably find someone to raid. Is Evan on today? Evan is not on again. Why is Evan never on? Evan! I want to raid you. Oh, he is on. Looks like he just got started. There's only 8 viewers. My my Twitch hadn't updated yet. Thanks, Necromancer. My Twitch hadn't updated the sidebar thing yet. So we are going to raid Evan. As much as I enjoy the vibe, I would like to get some stuff done today. So, I'm sorry a lot of painting didn't happen. We did kind of fix this one. It's at a... it's at a stage... I love it when they bounce off of me. I'm just always so confused and alarmed. It's in a better place than it was when we started. When we're off sailing to other waters, my dear Franz, may you wash ashore in distant lands, safe and sound, and enjoy our friend Evan Blair art, because he's a good dude. And thank you all for coming today. Chaos Mallow! Ah! I love that thing. Alright. Alright. Everybody have a great day. And I will see you tomorrow for the last stream of the week. And, yep. I love you. Bye-bye.